What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's Christopher Rausch, your host at the MC event here at the Power of We 2022. You guys know it's off the hook. You guys have been watching the main stage, seeing the powerful panelists, the powerful speakers, powerful performance artists that are coming here every single time to show the kids what it is that we can do for them in this world to lift their spirits up. And with me right now is none other than Get Up and Grow himself, Mr. Tony Rodrigues. What's up, Tony?
Hey, Chris, great to see you, brother. Great to be with you again.
Great to see you. And I got to tell you guys, I know Tony. I've been on his show. He's been on my show. But he surprised me, and he showed up here, and he's like, hey, buddy, what's up? And I had no idea he was going to be here. So thank you for being here. Being here, what does it mean for you, the power of we? What does the power of we really mean to you?
Well, I think that, I often talk about when you have some success in life, and Todd Special was just talking about how, the way to succeed is by being selfless and helping others, right? So I think that it's all our social responsibility to give back to the people that are coming behind you, because as the saying goes, people say it's lonely at the top. It's not. If you've done the right thing, if you've done the right job, it's not lonely at the top. It's if you're lonely at the top, that just means that you didn't do a good job of helping others come along. So being here at the Power of We and helping so many children, kids that I wish I had. I want to be the mentor. I want to be that voice that I wish was there for me when I was going through those challenges. So I think that we're all here to help the next generation. And it's our duty, it's our social responsibility to give back in that way.
That is so awesome, Tony. We appreciate people like this, and that's what I've been telling you guys at home, that you have the power to impact these youth in your own community, in your own families. You can lead by example. You can set the example. No matter where you're at in your journey, you can decide today that you're not going to no longer tolerate that mediocrity, and you're going to step out of that comfort zone, become the person you want to become. So, Tony, you're the Get Up and Grow guy. What in your journey has made you become that Get Up and Grow guy? Where was that point for you where you decided, I have to get up and grow?
Brother, I have had so many of those.
I know.
Everything from being that kid that was suicidal at 16 and deciding at that point that I wasn't going to give up and that I wasn't going to give in. I'm a bad quitter, right? So a lot of times I hashtag bad quitter, that I wasn't going to give in to anyone or anything and give anything or anyone the satisfaction of my demise. God has a sense of humor. So on my 18th birthday, I died in a car accident, right? That was a pivotal point in my life. Because when I came to and I realized what had happened, I made a decision that if I'm going to live before I die, because I would have died without having lived, right? And I hope that it doesn't take you that long to figure that out, because that's what happened with me. And so my life changed. I was a shy kid until my 18th birthday, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then there's been a few other pivotal points as well. But when the whole Get Up and Grow thing, that came to me, which is interesting, and I don't know if I've ever shared the story with you, and I'm not going to get into the whole story because we don't have that much time. But I was helping someone that had called me for help because I was going through a crisis myself, and he knew I was going through a crisis. So he called me and asked, how the heck are you so, how are you so positive and motivated all the time? I said, brother, it is a daily challenge. It's you've got to do work. You got to work at it, right? It's a daily practice to do it. And he started going into a story, and I said, dude, are you telling me your story, you're repeating mine? And that's when I told him, dude, you got to work at that constant, never-ending improvement. You got to actively work. If you're in a good place, you got to pull yourself out each and every time. So he asked me about the story, and I started telling him how I was in my comfort zone, to your point. Right. I was comfortable. I was doing fairly well monetarily, but I wasn't growing because I was comfortable. And then boom, I got hit. Right, something unexpected, and there was pain, and I said to him, I said, and God said grow, and I said no, and I repeated that. Must have repeated that a dozen times, and I don't do that in my coaching practice because I just basically took this thought out of the ether, thought that wasn't mine. I shared it with him. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but so I did that so many times, and it helped him. And I lost track of where I was when my kids interrupted me, and I forgot what I was saying. He brought me back to it by saying what I was saying, and I didn't understand. So I told him, I said, there was a point when the pain stopped because I acknowledged what was going on, right, and I saw what was going on. And when I realized that, the minute that I accepted what was happening, I grew and the pain went away until something happened again. There was more pain, and I resisted, and the pain was still there. So I said, God said grow, and I said no. And when I grew, the pain went away. So the interesting thing is, only 2 months later, when I was sharing that story with someone, did I realize, oh my God, that message was for me, because even though the words were coming out of my mouth, I didn't realize that the pain I was going through because of the resistance that I was resisting what was happening and I wasn't accepting, because of that, I was in pain. So I had to grow through what I went through in order to get through to the other side. You know, we all fall. Most people just get up and go. What we need to do is we need to grow through what we go through. Otherwise, we keep going through it.
Oh, dude, that is so massive, guys. You got to make sure you take notes on that. Go back and rewind this and make sure you take notes on that, because it's powerful stuff. A lot of what we're talking about, you guys were talking about, they were talking about up on stage, was the fact of self-love. And I think about my journey, and I think about the fact over the last, couple of years, I've talked to a lot of people, and I found out that a lot of people struggle with loving themselves. Talk to us about that process for you, and what advice would you give for somebody who might be struggling at home loving themselves?
Dude, you can't see it, but I've got chills right now under my jacket, because I was a kid that growing up, I did not have a happy childhood, so to speak. I was always told that I wasn't good enough by my father, and I was a very violent childhood, unfortunately, and that I would never grow up to be anything. So my self-esteem was nothing, right? So my life changed, as I said, on my 18th birthday. But it took a long time for me to fall in love with me, for me to be comfortable with who I am. And honestly, it's only been in the last maybe 10 or 15 years that I've really come to feel comfortable with me and who I am. Maybe 20 years, but it took until my late 20s until I accepted myself and accepted myself for my flaws, because I'm here to tell you that you can't truly love yourself if you hate any part of what it took to get you here. You've got to honor the struggle, and you've got to make peace with your past. You've got to forgive in order for you to move on to the next version of you, right? So to fall in love with you. And guess what? Oftentimes people say that it's selfish, self-care, it's selfish to it's not right to be, it's not good to be selfish. And I'm saying that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential, because if you're not taking care of you, I'm here to tell you, put yourself as number one, because guess what? If you don't take care of you, then who's going to be here to take care of those that you love? Who's going to be here to accomplish the dreams that you want to accomplish, make the impact that you want to make in life? So it's important to take care of you first, because if you're unhappy, then you're not going to shine as brightly as you could and should. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself, fall in love with yourself, make sure that you're honoring yourself, honoring your struggle, and be kind, forgive. So oftentimes we have empathy and sympathy for others, and we're kind to others, and we show them grace. I'm here to tell you to show yourself grace, to forgive yourself first, and to love yourself, because once you love yourself and truly forgive and make peace with the past, a whole nother world opens up, because life becomes clearer, your energy is different, and when you're happy with yourself, then other opportunities open up. Success comes knocking on your door, because, my friends, your vibe does attract your tribe. And in order for you to attract the people you want into your life, you've got to become that person that you want to become, right? So,
dude, beautiful.
Long answer to a short question.
No, beautiful answer. Beautiful answer. And I'm so glad you went into that detail, because it's so important. So many people are struggling right now. They're trying to be somebody else for somebody. Like, I have to be this for this person, that for that person. I know for me and my struggle to identify who this is, I had to strip down that I didn't need anybody else's validation. It was mattering of me and who I believe myself to be, that when I die, that if I'm going to be happy that I came and showed up and to be the best I can. So thank you for sharing that. One more question. You're a parent. We're here talking about kids. Kids are out on the streets right now. Kids are struggling. Foster kid care system is atrocious right now. You as a parent, what did you learn most from your kids, and what would you want to tell parents today who have young kids? What influence would you want for them to be on their kids right now?
Man, I'll tell you what, and this is something that's been said time and time again, is that kids will do they won't do what you say. They'll do what you do. They'll do what they see. So, be the example. Gandhi famously said that be the change you want to see in the world. Well, I'm here to tell you that be the person that you want your kids to be, because they're looking up to you, whether you believe it or not. And if you're an older sibling, your little brothers and sisters are looking up at you, and they're going to do what they see you do, right? So, and what I would say is just love the heck out of your kids, support them. Let them know that you've got their back regardless of circumstance, that you love them beyond measure, that they can indeed accomplish whatever it is that they put in the work for, because they say you can't be upset for the results you didn't get for the work you didn't do, right? So Just put in the work, put in the time, and just be the example that you want them to set. Don't tell them to, it's like, smoking a cigarette and telling your kids not to
Do as
smoke.
I say, not as I do.
Right?
Right.
Getting drunk every night and tell your kids not to drink. They're going to do that.
So true.
So it's up to, listen, I know you've done it. I've done it. I've broken, that vicious cycle of abuse, that of verbal and physical abuse. And, it's up to us to break that. Yeah. So that's what we're here to do, is just be a better version of ourselves. And so often people don't do that because they get stuck in their story.
Yeah.
They get stuck in their story. And you know what? Here's a good one. Remember that you are not your past. You are not your past. And the past is a bruise, not a tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a bruise, not a tattoo. You heal, right? So you don't have to live. You are not your past unless you choose to live there. And you can't really live in your past, but your past will ruin your future if you choose to focus on your past. Because no amount of regret can change the past. No amount of worry can change the future. So live in the now. Live in the now.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, live in the now. Tony Rodrigues, thank you. Where can people get a hold of you, continue the conversation with you on Instagram, your website?
Listen, you can find me out on Instagram, Tony Rodrigues with an S, Tony Rodrigues 2.0. And you can just find me on, if you do just a hashtag, get up the letter N grow, get up and grow, you'll find me. That's, easiest way to get me. And then through there, you can find me on all kinds of socials. So, dude, awesome to be here with you, Chris.
You are amazing. You're amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take to heart what Tony said, because this is the power that we can impact on one another, because we've all lived that story. We've all gone through the dark night of the soul. And if you guys are going through that right now, you can get out of it. You just got to stand up, and you got to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are brighter and bigger and stronger and ready to lift you up, and not stop tolerating and accepting mediocrity in your life, and be the power that you can possibly be. We appreciate you guys watching the Power of We Symposium, the at-home version, Power of We 2022. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Thank you.